We're finally here, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone. Gajil, Ravi, Ogata-san. Firstly, let me just say this. When I had this stream prepared, I was doing a stream... No. I wasn't doing a stream. I was actually playing with Gajil in Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, and we were just running through the DLCs, trying to get some stuff and everything. Well, actually, let me go ahead and get the formalities out of the way, and then I can continue. Yo, peoples! QSU92 here with my Gear 4th Training Gym shirt. Time for them Gumu gains. We are here with yet another One Piece chapter reaction and review. We're off of break, the month-long break that Oda went on, and now it's time to see where the story goes from here. But let me talk to you guys. When I had this stream put up, I saw something that I never saw before on this channel. And Gaji was there to hear me get surprised by this. There was almost 50 people waiting for my stream. Almost 50 people. And that's the first I've ever seen that. Waiting for a stream that I've done. Almost 50 people? And then I was thinking, wow, that's amazing. But you're not here for all of that. You are here. Blaziken, good to see you as well. You are here for my reaction of the newest chapter of One Piece. Oh! Yo, Neil Johnson, ahoy to you as well. It was a long month, Ravi. Yes, it was. But now I'm going to focus on the pages. I'm going to focus on the chapter. I'm done looking at chat for right now. So if anyone is saying anything right now, I will go through it when we get to the end. Oda said that this chapter is going to be wrapping up Wano. Well, the chapters are going to be wrapping up Wano. We're going to be wrapping up Wano. And then it's going to be the beginning of the end of One Piece. That's fair. That's something that none of us thought we would be saying anytime soon. But Oda's ready. But I don't think we are. Let's go ahead and get started with chapter 1054. And here we have on the front color page, we have all of the current 4 emperors. Buggy, Shanks, Blackbeard, and Luffy. In this big spread that just shows 4 emperors. Ooh, here we go. Chapter 1054. Flame Emperor. Flower Capital, Wano. Denjiro, you know this too? We mustn't let Sir Luffy and his companions hear about this. Come, cat, huh? And then it cuts to Ryukugyu, who was walking towards the Flower Capital this whole time. And then Ryukugyu says, the thing about influence is when you really want it, it can be hard to gain. Huh? And as he's walking, he's met with the Akazaya and Shinobu. So Raizo's there, Inuarashi would appear, Denjiro, Nekomamushi, and Kawamatsu. They all come to confront Ryukugyu. Aramaki! They've come to confront him outside of the Flower Capital. The thing about influence is when you really want it, it can be hard to gain. Huh? Hey, samurai, you better not try to stop me. And then Raizo says, he's from the Navy. And then Denjiro says, they're Sir Luffy's friend. They're Sir Luffy's friends. Oh, wait, this is Raizo says, he's from the Navy. There's Sir Luffy's friends, enemies abroad. And then Ryukugyu starts growing vines out of his body all over as he says, so you know how things work outside here. The Celestial Dragons are the gods of the world, and here in this country, unaffiliated with the world government, you have no human rights! Wow. Oh, wow, okay, so he's one of those dudes. He's one of those dudes that just lets the Celestial Dragons do what okay, so we can't count on him to think the same way that Aokiji and Smoker and even Fujitora thinks. He seems to be the exact opposite of how morally Fujitora is as a person. So, you know how things work outside of here. The Celestial Dragons are the gods of the world, and here in this country, unaffiliated with the world government, you have no human rights. This isn't a Russian accent. I'm going for a Hispanic accent if I can. And here in this country unaffiliated with the world government, you have no human rights. Wow, so he sees every single person. He sees every single person here in Wano, since they're not affiliated with the world government, as just, they're not even human. They have no human rights. And he says, don't blame me for it. It's how the world works. Groves of Wrath. I'm a woodsman with the power of the woodswood fruit. The forest is just as much of the cradle of life as the sea. It is pure Logia, nature itself. I'm sorry? I'm sorry? Did he say pure? This is a... What? What? It is pure Logia, nature itself. I've been so used to seeing light as a Logia, magma, fire, smoke, ice, so many different types of Logias, but this is a Logia? And his body just transforms along with him, like he just grows this big giant grove, literally groves of wrath, around him. I'm a woodsman with the power of this woodswood fruit. The forest is just as much the cradle of life as the sea. It is pure Logia, nature itself. And it shows people just still celebrating in the flower capital as he goes, let me teach you something. Humankind has lasted through the ages, creating and defining the inferior. As the rest of us can look down on our noses at you unaffiliated, all the rest of us can look down on our noses at you unaffiliated countries. Discrimination creates solace. So he's the type of guy that wouldn't have any problem with people owning slaves. He's the type of guy that wouldn't have any problem seeing the poverty-stricken countries either being subjugated or just outright destroyed. This is an absolute justice. I follow whatever the Celestial Dragon's lines of thinking is. He thinks like Rob Lucci does. Discrimination creates solace. It doesn't matter how many people die in this country because the law does not apply here. Just try to stop me. I'll kill thousands of you. And he grows into a ginormous tree golem of some kind as he sends vines all over the place that gets cut apart by the Akazaya 9. Anything to ensure I reach Straw Hat Luffy. And then someone says, you won't be doing a single word of that. And it's Yamato who jumps up in the air and just smashes his head into the ground. Yamato's here. She's here. And then Yamato says, the people have withstood 20 years of oppression. I won't let you ruin their chance to finally celebrate and allow their hearts to feel free again. Who are you? Sir Yamato. I'm Yamato, the son of Kaido. And then he looks at her and goes, son of Kaido? And then it cuts to Momonosuke, who just shows up in his dragon form as he says, well said, Yamato. The heroes have yet to heal from their battle, and we won't allow you to harm them. Borobretsu! What? Oh! Oh! What? Oh! Yo! Momonosuke! Borobretsu! A dragon? And Momonosuke just tries to use blast breath on Ryukugyu, but nothing happens. It's just a poof. I got hyped up for nothing. And then it's all silent, and then it cuts to people still celebrating in the flower capital, and then Aramaki goes, what? And Momonosuke starts kind of sweating a little bit. And then everyone, Yamato and Kawamatsu goes, Momonosuke! Lord Momonosuke! And then he says, as I was saying, leave this place! Be gone from the capital! And it shows Momonosuke just cartoonishly with his arms going towards Aramaki and trying to bite down on him in his giant woods Groves of Wrath form or whatever he has. Do not make them worry. I swore an oath to them. A pink dragon? That's weird. I haven't heard of any one of those powers. Move it! And then he causes roots to come up, and they all intertwine and wrap around Momonosuke. Ah! Momonosuke! Yamato, you must not fight! What? And then we're at sea near Wano. Oh! No. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Oh, no, no, no. Excuse me? Whose ship do I see near Wano? Excuse me? Who's... No. No. Whoa! Oh! At sea near Wano. At sea near Wano. At sea near Wano. There's a weird one mixed into the bunch. Let's go to him, Captain. Luffy's a great pirate now. It's been ages. Haven't been here since we said farewell to Odin. I suppose Momo and Hiyori are all grown up now. Let's go, Captain, let's go see Luffy! He looks amazing, look how far he's come. Wait, let's not disembark, I don't think I'm ready to see Usopp yet. That snot-named kid still around, right? He's gotta pay for picking a fight with us. Well. Ladies and gentlemen, the pirate crew that just showed up near Wano is the Red Hair Pirates. Shanks is nearby. Shanks is near the waters. He is near Wano. Lucky Roo, Yasopp, everyone else in the Red Hair Pirates crew. They are near Wano. First of all, what is he doing there? I'm trying to remain calm because I'm going to scream my head off if I do not remain calm. What is Shanks doing near Wano? Let me just read the last panel. Captain, let's go see Luffy. He looks amazing. Look how far he's come. Wait, let's not disembark. I don't think I'm ready to see Usopp yet. And then the other guy says, that snot-named kid's still around, right? He's got to pay for picking a fight with us. And then Shanks, holding the newspaper that proclaims Luffy to be one of the new emperors, he just goes, well. And then it cuts back to Shanks the day he stole the Gum Gum. That's Red-Haired ship. Seems like there are CP9 agents on board. That's trouble. And then Shanks just says, nothing to worry about. We sail. And then it shows Shanks and his crew attacking the same government ship that Who's Who was on that guarded the Gum Gum fruit. And then it cuts to Who's Who at a younger age, who he still had the horns even at a young age, but his hair was just covering his face. So, wait, what are they after? There's no treasure here, only a single devil fruit. What could that mean to them? It just turns you into rubber, right? Oh, so they didn't know about the Hito no Mi. Then it cuts to Shanks' ship the day he first came to Luffy's village. And the days he spent with Luffy. And then the moment the king of the coast came up, tried to eat Luffy, and Shanks gave up his arm for Luffy. Yo, Oda, my heart, you cannot just be bringing a chapter like this from a month-long break, and then this is the first time we see the Red Hair Pirates in a chapter since the moment the Reverie started when Shanks showed up at Marijois to speak to the elders. You can't just bring the red hair pirates in a full on in the first chapter we get out of a month and then just have it dedicated to the red hair. You can't just be doing this. I'm sorry. And then Shanks is just holding his arm and he's still smiling, thinking about those moments. And then it cuts to some crew members going, guess all the bosses know that Straw Hat Luffy guy. You know what And then some others are saying, oh, these must be new deckhands. You know what I heard about Straw Hat Luffy? That he's some monstrous, uncontrollable ape of a man. At least that's what they say. And then Shanks says, I'm not interested in seeing Luffy. And then Lucky Roo goes, what? No! Remember what's happening in our And then he says, remember what's happening in our territory now? And then Lucky Roo goes, oh, there's that follower of Luffy's, Bard something. He burned our flags down and replaced them with Luffy's. So how would that make me look? What happens to the trust put in me? Well, okay, I guess you have a point. And then Ben Beckman. We're here with the red hair pirates. I'm sorry. But Ben Beckman doesn't say anything as Shanks pulls up a seat. And then Shanks pours a cup. And then he drinks it and says, say, Beck, I think it's time we make our move. And then Beck looks at him and then Shanks says, let's claim the One Piece. Oh, no. Oh. Kyushu.exe has stopped working. What? Oh, no. Oh, it's a race. It's a race. It's a race now. Say, Beck, I think it's time we make our move. And Beck just looks at him. Let's claim the One Piece. And it just shows a shadow over Shanks' eyes, but highlights his scars. Then, Navy HQ in the New World. And it cuts to people sitting, it cuts to some vice admirals sitting in a room going, we can't let the revolutionaries keep running unchecked, Akainu. Oh, wait, someone is saying that. We can't let the revolutionaries keep running unchecked, Akainu. I know that, but we don't have the troops to send. They're calling him Flame Emperor Saba now. He's the hero of the entire world. 800 years ago, the world government was created by 20 founders. Of their descendants, only Nefeltari Cobra attended the reverie this year, which is why his murder was so meaningful to the revolutionaries. Oh. 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 What? 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 My theories have been wrong. My theories have been wrong. The theory of Sabo potentially dying were false. Yo. 800 years ago, the world government was created by 20 founders. Of their descent of their... Oh, wait, this is Akainu guest speaking. 800 years ago, the world government was created by 20 founders. Of their descendants, only Nefeltari Cobra attended the reverie this year. Which is why his murder was so meaningful to the Revolutionary Army. Revolutionary Army Chief of Staff and King of Alabasta. The newspaper that has been getting around featuring Sabo says that Sabo kills Cobra. That is on the news feed. Sabo kills Cobra. And he's being called the Flame Emperor now. Flame Emperor Sabo. This is only pages 14 through 15. Just hours before that, in the land of the gods, the living area of the celestial dragons, they destroyed the hoof of the celestial dragons, symbol of the world nobles, in a declaration of war. Admirals Ryukugyu and Fujitora led the navy into battle, but in the end, the ex-revolutionary and celestial dragon slave Bartholomew Kuma was freed, and all the revolutionaries escaped. And then someone is saying, I'm certain that it was difficult for the admirals to exhibit their full power in the land of the gods. Don't make excuses for them. And what about the disappearance of Princess Vivi, which happened at the same time as Cobra's murder? We're still investigating the matter, as well as any possible connections between the two. Oh! Director, Naval Bureau of Investigation. Wow, this is the NBI. Not the FBI, but the NBI. Kuroma Tensei, director of basically the FBI of One Piece. We're still investigating the matter, as well as any possible connections between the two. And then Akainu gets up because Kizaru's in the room too! Yo, it's the meeting of the top peoples. It's a double blow for Alabasta. Their ship's still at the Red Port, in fact. They can't send it home with all that's going on. And then Kizaru says, can we assume the attempted murder of St. Charlos is solved then? As far as the accusation that St. Miasgard let the attacker escape, that's being deliberated in the headland of the gods. The holy knights have intervened, and it's all a big mess now. Oh no, this is Kizaru saying this. Can we assume the attempted murder of St. Charlos is solved then? As far as the accusation that St. Miasgard let the attacker escape, that's being deliberated in the land of the gods. The holy knights have intervened, and it's all a big mess now. Let them figure it out. And then Kuroma says, but in each case, the public is convinced that Sabo was the one pulling the strings, and it's causing quite a stir. Add to that the recent events orchestrated during the king's return, with the 8-nation revolution, and now the many sparks of rebellion smoldering all over the world, are beginning to worship him like he's some sort of god. Wow, Sabo is being seen as a god from anyone that incites rebellion or whatever. He's the centerpiece now, with people shouting out, "Flame! It's the Flame Emperor! Sabo!" At this point in time, he's so popular that he might have more influence than Dragon, commander-in-chief of the revolutionaries. And then Kizaru says, and now his brother Straw Hat Luffy is an emperor of the sea. And then there's someone screaming in front of all this going, in the world of pirates, the Flame Emperor's brother has upended the old order! The times are indeed changing! And then Kainu says, this is one heck of an age. This is one heck of an age I had to be fleet admiral in. But no matter who comes at us, I'll drive each and every one of them back into the depths of the sea. Wow. Wow. That's the end of the chapter. Oda. 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 Oh. Whoa. Oh my goodness. Wow. What a chapter to come from a month-long break from. Ryukugyu has the Woods fruit, and apparently he calls it a Logia? The Woods fruit is a Logia fruit? What sort of insanity did Oda just introduce? This dude is basically the first Hokage, but his power is a Logia. Okay, let's go through your comments. I hope the rest of Wano will also be 10 out of 10 chapters. Hey, Kohagen. Hey, Karma. Hey, CJ. He should have been a Fujitora type admiral, like a Paramecia type, or he should have been a Fujitora type admiral that has like standard morals. He's worse than Akainu. He's a hater. What's going on, Psycho? Ozzy, good to see you. Made it just in time. And just like Akainu, Ryukyu is a jerk. Thank God for Yamato. Slow down, Momo is a dud. I know, I got too excited when I saw Momonosuke about to use Borobretsu, but it was absolutely nothing. Remember, this is the same dude that couldn't grasp the concept of getting flame clouds going until the very last definitive moment of the battle. Momonosuke is the Don of One Piece dragons. That's what happens when a dragon misses all the breath practice that comes with blowing out 20 years of birthday cakes. That's perfect. That is exactly it. Do my eyes deceive me, or is that the Red Force? Shanks has arrived. Yes, Ozzy. Yes, Shanks has arrived near the waters of Wano. Yasop's a bad dad, yet I still expect Usopp to head off sailing again, and Kaya to be a single mom, a real sailor, a brave warrior. The sea has a girl in every port. Luffy versus Shanks. So not only will Luffy and Shanks have a reunion, you see a Davy back fight in the near future. Oda left for 1 month, comes back and gives us this piece of art of a chapter. The man wants to give us a stroke. Exactly, Julian, exactly. King, you say fire. I have to agree. Zachary Burner, Vivi is joining up with the Straw Hat soon. Oh, things are popping off. Things are popping off. Hold on, let me read through your comments again. Have a feeling that Cobra sacrificed himself to save Vivi. The Gorosei ordered the hit, and Sabo is getting blamed for it. Vivi is with the Revolutionary Army. Because for me, I don't think that Sabo would just kill. I don't think that Sabo would just kill Cobra in cold blood. There's no way. Sabo's not that type of dude. Now, he'll body someone who's threatening his friends and threatening Luffy or threatening innocent lives, but Sabo's not the kind of person to just up and murder someone like Cobra. He's just not that type of person. He wouldn't do that. You smell a setup of or some kind of? Yeah, I'm thinking as well. Proven fact. Flame Emperor, Blackbeard. Your One Piece reactions are so much fun. Oh, thank you, Ravi. I appreciate it, but don't snuff out on snuff out on Roger's base though. I mean, that is the dude that inspired me to do this. So he's probably just as hype, if even more hype than me. But our hype levels are probably around the same, possibly. Kurama, Black Horse. Can we call him Black Beauty? Maybe. Sakazuki can try. It makes sense. Sabo was once a noble who saw their wicked ways, so the people see him as a hero now. 10 out of 10. Karma, I have to agree. This is a 10 out of 10 chapter. Welcome to the... welcome to the final arc of One Piece. Please cry. It is a safe place. There is no break next week. Oh, man. Ethams. Member for 4 months. There you go, man. Look at that. GOAT chapter. Yes, it is. It's a GOAT chapter. Not a single page in this chapter was bad. I'm sorry. Pun's over. But, man. Welcome to the final arc of One Piece. There's no break next week. King says fire. Very impressive to say the least. Goda. The One Piece withdrawal is over. Evan Cooper, hey, what's going on? Zachary says Vivi's joined up with the Straw Hats. It would be cool. Neil says woods is my favorite element. Sits somewhere near cesium on the table, right? Sabo's more clouded than dragon now. Wow, that's something. The chief of staff, second to the man who is regarded as the most dangerous man in the world. They're now referring to Sabo as having possibly more influence than Dragon himself. Oda yet again exceeds all expectations. Yes, he does detrain every single time. Is Ryukyu like a representative One Piece version of the Green? Except when it comes to the Parliament of Trees, Ryukyu answers to the Parliament of the Celestial Dragons. Whereas Swamp Thing answers to the Parliament of Trees, or at least convenes with them, Ryukyu only sees the Celestial Dragons as the rightful rulers of the world. Because he says, in the beginning of this chapter, You guys better not be getting in my way, because you, who have no affiliation with the world government, have no human rights whatsoever. So he's basically saying that anyone who is not affiliated with the world government has no human rights, and therefore they have no jurisdiction to protect Luffy at all. And they better not stand in his way. Sabo found the body. Ooh, maybe that's the thing. That's the thing. Because I feel like I have to agree with you guys. I think it's a setup. Look at the cover page of chapter 875. Hold on. 875. Let me pull up the full manga list. I still got to do My Hero Academia and then a One Piece reaction after One Piece episode reaction after this. Don't worry, I'm already subscribed. I already got a subscription. Okay, you said 175. The cover of 175. That's the one where Bartolomeo was burning down the flags of Shanks, and it's brought up in this chapter. So yeah, I know what you mean. It was brought up in this chapter, and I completely left the chapter itself. I need to go back so we can go through this a little bit. Imu had the picture of Vivi, and the Cobra was going to speak to the Gorosei, world government propaganda. Since Yamato went toe-to-toe with Ryukugyu, does this confirm that she is stronger than King, Queen, and Jack? I answer my own question. She's Kaido's kid. Exactly! She's strong. Not only is she physically strong, but she also has the power of a guardian deity Zoan fruit that Kaido didn't want to get into her hands. Not only that, but she knows all forms of haki, and she's able to use haki emission just like Kaido is. She has conquerors, observation, and armament. And she's insanely strong. Not as strong as Kaido, mind you, but given the fact that Kaido is no longer in the picture, as we know, she's now one of the physically strongest people that can supersede him now. She has the strength to take over for where Kaido was. But seeing as how Luffy and Buggy are the new emperors, she's not going to be an emperor or anything like that. Just another conversation off to the side. Imu had the picture, it was going to speak to Gorosei. Did Kuma pop Vivi to Elbaf? Here's the thing. They rescued Kuma. They took Kuma. They went in, destroyed the symbol, the shining symbol of Marijois, of the celestial dragons. They destroyed that, and then they took Kuma. How they managed to escape, I have no idea. Kizaru is saying that maybe Saint Miasgard had something to do with it, but they managed to take the giant hulking of a man Kuma and escape with him. And now Sabo's being seen as the Flame Emperor. And people who already are inciting rebellion around the world are joining under the image of Sabo himself. Sabo's name is literally driving rebellion, even more than Dragon, because you had people coming up and they would want to join the revolutionaries or side with the revolutionaries. But people are taking up arms all over the world under the banner of Sabo. Ryukugyu being like the first Hokage, exactly. I think Kuma might have just popped Vivi to Elbaf. Why would Vivi go to Elbaf? That's the question. That's the thing. Why Elbaf of all places? I know a lot of people want to go to Elbaf in the story, but why Elbaf for Vivi? Why? So now we got to worry about Yamato. I saw Yamato. Now we got to worry about Vivi and where she is. Shanks wanting to deal with Bartolomeo because he's burning the flags of Shanks and putting up images of Luffy everywhere, and Shanks is all like, how would that look on me if I don't take care of that? Like, hold on, we need to go through this again. Ryukugyu uses a move called Groves of Wrath, where he pretty much causes everything around him to just turn into giant trees, and then he himself turns into a giant wooden golem of himself and tries attacking the Akazaya 9, who then meet in front of him. Yamato then slams his head down, and she uses Conkers with this because specifically you see the black lightning emitting from it, and you even see Ryukugyu holding his head. And I even forgot to read that panel where he says, "Yo, that's some tough hockey." I didn't even read that panel where Yamato says, "You won't be doing a single word of that." After he said, "It doesn't matter how many people die in this country because the law does not apply here. Just try to stop me. I'll kill thousands of you. Anything to ensure I reach Straw Hat Luffy." And then Yamato comes in and she says, "You won't be doing a single word of that," and slams his head into the ground. And then he says, "Yo, that's some tough hockey." So she used Conkers with this, and he felt that. Even in his Logia form, he felt that completely. And then Momonosuke tries to fight. He tries to use Polo Breath. Nothing happens. He tries to bite into Ryukugyu. Ryukugyu then binds him into countless vines all around. And then Yamato says, "You must not," that Momonosuke tells Yamato, "You must not fight." And then it cuts to the Red Force outside of Wano with Shanks going, "It's been ages. Haven't been here since we bid farewell to Odin. I suppose Momo and Hiyori are all grown up now." Then you see Yasop, you see Lucky Roo. And then it cuts back. We find out that Shanks did, in fact, attack that same government ship that Who's Who was on when he was a member of CP9, stole the Gum Gum fruit. Then it showed a couple of panels when he was in the Luffy's village, and then the King of the Coast, where it took his arm. And even though he's come near Wano, he's not there to see Luffy. Because he says that, "I'm not interested in seeing Luffy." What? No! Remember what's happening in our territory now? "Oh, there's that follower of Luffy's barged something. He burned our flags down and replaced them with Luffy's." So how would that make me look? What happens to the trust put in me? So even though he sits down with Ben Beckman, and then they have like small cups of sake, he says, I think it's time we make our move. Let's claim the One Piece. But I believe before he does that, he's going to see and take care of Bartolomeo so that he can stop making Shanks look bad. Because if someone is in Shanks' territory just running amok, and then Shanks doesn't do something about it, that does something to his reputation as an emperor. How does it make me look if someone just intrudes in on my territory and just does whatever they want? See, this is where the fanaticism of Bartolomeo is going to get him in trouble. I mean, it's already gotten him in trouble because the red hair pirates already know about him burning flags and burning their flags and putting up Luffy's in their place. If Shanks don't deal with this dude, it's not going to only make him look bad, but his status as an emperor will be called into question if he's just letting some run-of-the-mill pirate, which in comparison to Shanks, Bart is. Letting some run-of-the-mill pirate just intrude on his territory and burn all these flags of Shanks and be like, "Yeah, I'm putting up pictures of Mr. Luffy here. I don't care who this red hat Shanks is. Mr. Luffy is the dude who's gonna become king of the pirates. So we might as well burn all these flags down before he gets back. So everyone knows that this is Mr. Luffy's territory now." So Shanks is not interested in seeing Luffy yet. He knows of Luffy's new status as an emperor, but he's not ready to see him yet because Barto's messing around in his territory. And let me come here. I thought the title, The Flame Emperor, was referring to Luffy since he's the sun god. I remember Flame Emperor because Flame Emperor is a move that Ace used to have. Specifically, Flame Emperor Entei, which is the last move he used against Blackbeard before he lost and was then taken to Impel Down. That's the name of one of Ace's moves. If I remember correctly. I could be misinterpreting that. I think I might be confusing the Flame Emperor name with one other move of his. Hold on. Where is it? Flame Emperor. Yeah. Yes, I was right. Daien Kai Entei. Great Flame Commandment Flame Emperor. Dai Enkai Entei. Entei Sabo. Entei Sabo. That's his name now. Not just like Dragon Claw Sabo, but now he's known as, now you might as well call him Entei Sabo. Yamato was able to land a hit on Rikugyu. That is not going to that's not going in a 1v1. That's landing a hit. Yamato is the only thing that's stopping the scabbards from dying. I think Momo told Yamato to stop because she's going to go with Luffy and he wants to deal with this himself. Remember how Kuma's fruit works? That's how they escaped. That's true. But remember, Kuma, to our knowledge, is not in his right mind. He had his mind overwritten to be like the first pacifista. So who's to say that Kuma used his devil fruit unless there was something else going on, which leads to brand new theories. So we don't know how they escaped. Since they rescued Kuma, I wonder what happened with Bonnie since she seemed to want to rescue him too. Sabo and a few good men. Dofi did say people will come out of the shadows. Yeah, and they're all coming under the banner of Sabo right now. Kuma's a slave, though. Who knows if he'll just listen to anybody? Who knows? I love the epithet they gave him. Flame Emperor Sabo. Entei Sabo. I'm not sure about that. God, D-Train, and an emperor. God and an emperor are two different things. Where's the Buggy fit in all this? How did he become emperor? Sheer dumb luck. You can fit. It is possible that you can fail upwards. Buggy is a perfect example of being able to fail upwards. I wonder what Luffy will think after Shanks mobs Bartolomeo. That's a Beethoven song. The sake bottle, it's something about fate. Oh? On the Shanks bottle of sake, it says number 5 and 67. I wonder if that means anything. Ooh, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Oda made that into like a Beethoven reference. I still can't believe that Luffy is classified as a Yonko now. Yes, Psycho, we have come to the point where Luffy is now formally being recognized as an Emperor of the Sea. But that is not where he's stopping. He wants to be the king of the pirates. He wants to claim the One Piece. But the only issue of that now that just appeared in this chapter is that Shanks is gonna go after it as well. So now it's no longer gonna be just like Luffy just simply finding the One Piece. There's gonna be a fight over it because Shanks wants to claim it too. So now a confrontation with Shanks is all but inevitable now. I thought it was going to be like, I don't know, maybe like a friendly bout, but these two are going to be going after the same thing, which means there is a conflict of interest a little bit. So now there will be a fight between Shanks and Luffy. If Shanks is steadfast in wanting to claim the One Piece, a fight between the Straw Hats and the Red Hair Pirates are all but confirmed. But we'll have to see how the story goes. You love how Kid lost an arm in a fight with the Red Hair Pirates, and Lime Juice said that wasn't enough. That wasn't enough mercy. They must have brought Kuma back somehow. Who knows? They escaped with Morlae's fruit. I was thinking that they escaped with her fruit too. Can we take a moment to talk about Adamaki's morals? His views are terrifying. The fact that he's not hesitant about killing the people of Wano because they're not an allied nation. Exactly. Adamaki is not morally centered as Fujitora is. He's not morally centered. He's not morally centered like Smoker or even Kuzan. I would think he thinks around the lines of absolute justice, but this is going to the extreme. This is going to the extreme. Buggy is the king of fraudulence. That's how he got to be Yonko. He got to become a Yonko by happenstance and coincidence. Him being one of the 7 warlords formerly is not because of his own strength, but the strength of the people who are allied underneath him. Like all the people, I've even read through this when I did my last reaction concerning Buggy, and I believe my last reflections. Buggy's strength as a pirate basically comes from the people around him. Basically. The world government saw how powerful Buggy's influence is. His affiliation with Shanks gave him massive notoriety, to the point where even though Impel Down inmates that are far more powerful than that are far outclass Buggy's old crew, and even the people that are with him now, including Galdino and Kabaji and Moji and even Alvida, they are all just blinded by fanaticism about his affiliation with Shanks. And every single moment that looked like Buggy was behaving like a coward or behaving scared or looked like he was about to die was misinterpreted by the Impel Down inmates, and that just broadened their loyalty to Buggy even more. They are loyal to Buggy because of coincidences, but not a single one of them thinks of ever betraying Buggy because of the sheer amount of dumb luck that surrounds him. Not a single one of them has a thought in their mind to betray Buggy because of everything that's happened around him that just paints him as this untouchable guy. Being related to Shanks and trying to have his relationship with Shanks and him seeing Shanks as a brother. And then the moments where he was allying himself with Whitebeard because Whitebeard saw that it would be more advantageous to his plan during the whole Marineford saga, that it would be helpful to them if Buggy joined them and the Impel Down inmates helped them fight, because otherwise the Impel Down inmates would cause troubles for Whitebeard and his plans. All the inmates saw that from Buggy's side as like, wow, he's allying with Whitebeard. Whitebeard respects him. Oh, Captain Buggy! Like the loyalty, the brainwashing, the gaslighting just set into their minds even more, to the point where they are so fiercely loyal to Buggy that it doesn't matter what he does. They just see it as a godsend. Buggy is an emperor. Buggy is where he is because of sheer dumb luck. He is lucky that the Impel Down inmates are powerful, but stupid. Buggy has made it through the entire One Piece series through sheer luck. So Buggy is Yamcha of One Piece? Oh no. Because unlike Yamcha, Buggy is actually still doing stuff. So comparing Buggy to Yamcha is an insult to Buggy. Because what is Yamcha doing right now that has caused him to be real significant in the story? The only thing significant that happened to Yamcha was the famous meme of him laying down in the ground in a crater because of a Cyberman, and then him starting baseball in Super. That's it. Buggy has literally done nothing of incredible renown and has gained everything. He has literally done nothing of world renown, nothing of value, and he still gets rewarded. Buggy will be the new Pirate King, so now at least 3 of the Emperors are going after the One Piece. Luffy, Shanks, Blackbeard. The red-haired pirates are washing the Straw Hats, not gonna lie. We're gonna have to see that happen. Did I see Oda's interview notes? Who will be the reporter at the final war like Buggy was in Marineford? Since the Straw Hats don't take orders from Momonosuke, do you think Zoro and Sanji will join the fight while Luffy reads the newspaper? It depends. It actually depends. Plain and simple, you nailed it on the head. Pure and utter dumb luck. So Buggy's Yamcha of One Piece. Buggy will lost his compass, lost in a new world, and ends up on Laugh Tale because of dumb luck. In my country, we have a saying, be stupid but lucky. That fits Buggy. Yo, Kohagen, that fits Buggy perfectly. Be stupid but lucky. Buggy is a Yajirobe. There is one thing we know. When it's finally revealed why Buggy is an emperor, everyone is going to lose Yeah, and we're going to laugh for days. Buggy is more like Mr. Satan Hercule. Ooh, yes, he is. Buggy has all this fame. Buggy has all this fame around him, but in actuality, he does not have the strength or power personally to match up to his world renown. Just like Mr. Satan from Dragon Ball, he has all this world renown, but in comparison to all these vastly superior people around him, Goku, Vegeta, Beerus, literally anyone else that is in Dragon Ball Super right now, he is minuscule in comparison to his fame and fortune. It's funny, at the beginning of Dressrosa, the anime added a fourth wall filler scene of Buggy saying he's going to join the Four Emperors next. That was filler? Who knew that filler would turn out to be the Simpson level of precognition? Way back in Dressrosa. And Dressrosa in the anime was like, what, 2-3 years ago? Who knew? Who knew? But I have to say this. This was a fantastic chapter. Out of the breaks that we usually come from One Piece, they tend to be monumental. But this chapter is the beginning of the end of One Piece. And this is how it starts. It starts with Shanks showing up, saying, let's claim the One Piece. It starts with the world government wondering about Sabo and how the newspaper says he killed Cobra, and how the people of rebellion, the 8-Nation Rebellion, the 8-Nation Revolution. Why did I say rebellion? The 8-Nation Revolution, because we get introduced to the director of Navy's FBI, the Naval Bureau of Investigation, Kurama, real name Tensei, as he's talking about, we're still investigating the matter as well as any possible connections between the two. Because right here, just hours before that, in the land of the gods, hours before Sabo killed Cobra, in the land of the gods, the living area of the celestial dragons, they destroyed the hoof of the celestial dragons, symbol of the world nobles, in a declaration of war. Admirals Ryokugyu, why do I keep calling him Ryukugyu? Ryokugyu and Fujitora led the navy into battle. It specifically shows Ryokugyu and Fujitora versus Lindbergh, Karasu, I see Sabo, and Morley in this fight against them. But in the end, the ex-revolutionary and celestial dragon slave Bartholomew Kuma was freed, and all the revolutionaries escaped. I'm certain that it was difficult for the admirals to exhibit their full power in the lands of the gods. Don't make excuses for them. And what about the disappearance of Princess Vivi? Which happened at the same time as Kuroba's murder? This is so much exposition. We are going to be talking about this for a minute, and to think that we are not going on break after this. I would understand if Oda went on break and just left us with this chapter again, but we're not, because Oda is ready. That part where Buggy was breaking the fourth wall was filler. Keep telling people that Buggy is the almighty, all-powerful, great messiah that will be the true pirate king. Perfect analogy. 10 out of 10 chapter. 10 out of 10 chapter. 10 out of 10 reaction as always. Oh, Julian, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This is the beginning of the end of One Piece. It's going to be a fun and bumpy ride. Dude, okay, everyone, remember, we need to be prepared, because we are entering into One Piece's endgame now. This is the chapter that starts it. This is the chapter that starts the endgame of One Piece. We have been through the entire Infinity Saga. We had the start of the MCU, the start of Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, the Incredible Hulk. Then they all come together. And now we're entering in. Now we're going to be dealing with, we've already been through the whole Ultron saga. We've already been through the Guardians of the Galaxy saga. Now we're entering into the Infinity War and Endgame saga of One Piece. And Oda says that he is ready. He's ready and prepared. That preparation for him finalizing the arc, he's done. That means that whatever we get for One Piece, That's the story that Oda's ready to show us. The secrets he is ready to give us, that he's been holding into himself for the past over 20 years. Oda is ready to show us. He's ready to draw it all out and reveal every secret he's been keeping all of these years. But none of us are fully ready. But it's gonna be one heck of a ride. Oh my goodness! It's gonna be great! It's gonna be amazing. 10 out of 10 chapter. We got the answers to questions we had almost 3 years ago and only 3 questions left. What happened to Boa Hancock? What did Blackbeard do? And where is Vivi? Only 3 questions for the month of July. Let me correct you, Ogata-san, because there's still so many questions left. But Oda's ready to answer them all. Ooh, we're about to get closure. We're about to get closure. And that's all I can ever ask of a manga when it comes to an end, is that we get closure of every single thing. So that when we get to the end and look at One Piece from the very beginning, we have an understanding. In the words of Rick James, if I had 2 extra pair of hands, I would give this chapter 4 thumbs up. The difference between Buggy and Mr. Satan is that Hercule fame comes from lying about defeating Cell, while Buggy's fame comes from exaggerated truths like they think he's the brother of Shanks. Exactly. Do you think Buggy's boys won all the wars they were hired for? I would believe so, but Buggy didn't take part in it. Remember, the crewmates of Buggy's crew, which had a lot of super powerful Impel Down inmates, I wouldn't be surprised. And the fact that so many, like sheer numbers of inmates that followed Buggy, it was like several hundreds of people that follow Buggy right now. Sorry, I'm getting so into it, I almost kind of spit a little bit. My apologies, excuse me. But I wouldn't be surprised if Buggy's boys won all the wars that they were hired for. And remember, Harudin and some of the giants that followed Harudin were part of Buggy's crew before Harudin left after the events of Dressrosa. So with giants at your back, I'm pretty sure it could be easy to, kind of sweep through a war. So I wouldn't be surprised if that gained Buggy's delivery service some notoriety for all the things that they were hired for, with all the giants and all the super powerful Impel Down inmates they had going along with them. So that's one thing. But in actuality, we know Buggy holds a grudge against Shanks. Yeah, he still holds a grudge against Shanks for one, making him eat the Chop Chop fruit so he couldn't swim down at a young age and try and get a treasure that was at the bottom of an ocean. And 2, for always making fun of him and fooling him for all the years. It's like a rivalry between the two. But manga just yesterday announced 2 new Avengers movies. Exactly. We're getting the Secret Invasion, and then we just came out of the Infinity Saga, which saw Thanos as the big bad. Now Marvel wants to go and start with the Kang Dynasty, which means that we're going to be getting Kang the Conqueror and everything that surrounds him. We're apparently getting the Secret Invasion. We're getting Namor in the next Black Panther movie, which just, boy. Who has the time for all this Marvel stuff that's about to drop? Still want Oda to somehow bring back Bounty Hunter back in a significant way. Also, Buggy was a member of Roger's crew, so that heightens his fame. Exactly. Going to watch the anime episode right now. Whew. Oh boy, there's just so much. Sorry if I talked your ears off, and I'm getting close to about an hour talking about this, and I still got My Hero Academia to go over. But all this talk about One Piece, a month of a break, waiting for Oda, and Oda does not miss with this chapter. I would dare say this is a perfect chapter. This is great. I can't find anything wrong with this chapter. I can't. This is a perfect 10 out of 10. And I don't call chapters that in One Piece. I said 10s out of 10s, but I would dare call this a perfect 10 out of 10. Because this was just an overall great chapter. Good exposition, didn't feel like it dragged on too long, some good fight scenes, we got to see the devil fruit of Ryokugyu, which is the woods fruit, which apparently is a Logia. Hold on, I gotta look this up. Like, what the heck? A Logia wood fruit. A pure, and he calls it a pure Logia. Aramaki. Let me pull up his devil fruit. Woods fruit. Mori Mori no Mi. The Mori Mori. Kind of reminds me of, what is that dude's name from the Zephyr movie that had the Musa. Stefan Tali, welcome. I'm just going through the last half of my review of this chapter, which I call a perfect 10 out of 10. Perfect 10 out of 10 chapter. Great chapter all in all. Yes, it was, Stefan. It was great. The episode was fantastic this week. I still got to do it. When will Marvel do an Avengers movie based around the Beyonders? Thanos pales in comparison to his power. Always love the reactions. All right, Neil Johnson, I'm glad you stopped by. I appreciate it. I had a fantastic time with this chapter. Let me not keep you here Let me not keep any of you here any longer than I already did. I was just looking through this. It's a okay, so just going over the Mori Mori no Mi is a Logia-type devil fruit which allows the user to create, control, and transform into plant life at will. It's not a Paramecia type, it is a Logia type. It's a Logia type. Transform into plant life at will, making the user into a forest human. Viz calls it a woodsman. Much like other Logia powers, the fruit's main strength consists of allowing the user to generate, control, and become an element of nature, plant life in this case. When active, the user's body parts can take the attributes of trees, flowers, vines, etc., making them akin to a living forest. The created plants can grow rapidly and move around freely, seemingly not being limited by the rigidity normal planets usually possess. So wood can move flexibly. Yo, Looney, good to see you as well. Morty is just Japanese for forest. By giving him that fruit, Oda covers anything from plants to flowers to trees. So basically, the Mori Mori no Mi is basically Oda's one stop for all plant life, plant-based devil fruits. Because he basically can use anything that's plant-based. He can basically use any type of plant he wants. The woodsman is a funny but a little bit lacking translation. He's not some lumberjack. I mean, I don't instantly think of lumberjack when I think of woodsman, like light man, light human. You can call him forest human if you want, but Viz calls it woodsman, so I'll just keep it that way. The user can generate large quantities of plants to unleash overwhelming large-scale attacks like underground root tentacles that can ensnare multiple targets or even enormous creatures such as dragons at once. Additionally, those plants can rapidly absorb any liquids they touch, which includes dehydrating living creatures after impaling them, leaving them all shriveled husks. The user also appears to have direct influence of the environment's fertility, leaving behind a trail of various plant life wherever they walk. It is currently unknown if this is passively active or something the user does on purpose. The local levels of pollution does not seem to hinder plant growth, meaning even a deadly poisonous wasteland such as the region of Udon and Wano, for example, can become brimming with plant life almost immediately after a visit from the user. So Aramaki being there in Wano is pretty much going to solve the barren wasteland sections of Wano simply because of him just being there. And it's unknown if it's because he awakened it and causing it to expel out from him at will, or if he's doing this on purpose. Is Blackbeard going on recruiting warlords? We have no idea. Essentially, yeah, everything the forest can offer. It's amazing. On to my hero. Let me just finish reading through the Mori Mori no Mi, and then I'll bring it to a close, because I'm already pushing an hour and 3 minutes. I apologize, everyone. Please forgive me. But I just like to look up on this stuff. The locale, for example, can become brimming with plant life almost immediately after a visit from the user. Unlike most other Logias, this fruit turns the user into a solid element instead of a fluid, making it similar to the Hie Hie no Mi, which deals with equally solid ice. This means the user is unable to let attacks pass through their body, although they presumably still have the ability to regenerate from wounds like any Logia. Aside from that, the user displays all of the general weaknesses common to devil fruits. So, like Kuzan, they both have solid Logia state type devil fruits. So they can't just let attacks just simply pass through them like a Kainu or Kizaru can do. They just let it hit them. But I'm pretty sure that they can just cause it to reform again. And then we have this, we have his usage, utilizes his abilities primarily to restrict targets, wrapping vines around them and sucking the moisture out of their bodies to drain their strength until they become too weak to fight back. That's one way he can deal with a large array of people. Just send vines all over, bind them all, and then drain them of the very will to live. Ryokugyu appears to be able to taste the liquids he absorbs, so shown when he impaled a barrel of alcohol with a branch and remarked on its flavor. Can also perform highly unorthodox feats with the plants he generates, such as growing a large giant flower on his back and use it to fly by spinning it rapidly like a propeller. Can also use armament in conjunction with his plant appendages to increase their penetrating power as well. Then we have his techniques. The Kineku Morimori, literally meaning forbidden hatred forest. Forbidden hatred forest. Ryokugyu generates wood from his arms and manipulates it to form forearms and fists the size of large tree trunks. This move appears to be just for show, as Ryokugyu was not shown attacking with these appendages. This is further indicated by the attack name being a pun on Kiniku, which means muscle, and Morimori, the Japanese onomatopoeia for bulging muscles. In other words, flexing one's muscles in order to communicate strength. This is called Groves of Wrath in the manga. This fruit's ability is very similar to the non-canon Mosa Mosa, as both enable their consumers to control plants and make them grow. It also has a similar ability of the Suna Suna no Mi of drying their opponents. Interesting. Luffy and Ko must capture Green Bull and keep him there till he fixes the whole Wano country. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what state Wano is in after all is said and done. But I've already said enough. I gotta move on to My Hero Academia next. That's all I got, ladies and gentlemen. One of the greatest chapters of One Piece that we've gotten, and I'm going from a chapter where Luffy beat Kaido, and then Luffy was proclaimed an emperor, and I was screaming my heart out. This is a great chapter, especially to come out of a month-long break. Oda's ready, but I don't think we are. So let's get it cracking. We're in the end game of One Piece, and it's about to go down. One of the biggest manga stories that's out there right now is about to enter into its end game, and it's about to be good. Hypothetically, Ryokugyu could turn himself or parts of his body into something with the hardness of a petrified wood or forest, but harder with haki. He could essentially do anything plant life related. So if he wanted to cause thorns to come up all over his body in a way to keep melee fighters from hitting him, he can do that. The advantages that Ryokugyu has as a plant Logia user is unbelievably large, because there's millions of different types of plants that have defense mechanisms that are harmful to humans that he could just employ all over himself. There's literally no limit to what he can do with his own devil fruit. Like Luffy, his is only limited by his imagination. Just think about how many different genuses of plants there are out there right now that he can take from and then manipulate into combative purposes. Just think about it. But it's gonna be great. One Piece is about to be great, and we're getting a chapter next week. I had a fantastic time reading this chapter to all of you. But now it's time for me to get ready for My Hero Academia, and then after that, I gotta get ready to watch the newest episode of One Piece, and then I'm gonna rest. Because, man, one heck of a chapter. 10 out of 10, a perfect 10 out of 10. It was great. It was great. It was great. But that's all I got. And at the end of the day, all I can really say is, hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. And if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed what you saw here today, then like, subscribe, and maybe even consider becoming a member, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. I am so glad I made it in home in time to do this, because I love doing this. You guys know. I know. That's why I'm running this channel full time. I just love this. But the interaction and camaraderie that we all share is absolutely amazing. So have a fantastic day. And once again, I had to think of my outro. Have a fantastic day. And once again, as always, later, peoples. On to My Hero Academia. Whew. I love my job. I can say that fully. I love my job.